Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Today we delve into an unpopular truth, something that may be challenging to face, but it is undeniably true. We're about to unravel the fabric of discipline, a virtue that is as elusive as it is crucial. This journey might take us through paths less trodden, but remember, the road to self-discipline is often paved with discomfort and challenge. In the vast expanse of Islamic teachings, we find an abundant source of wisdom to guide us. Today, we will extract 5 such pearls of wisdom that will act as our compass in this journey towards self-discipline. We will face discomfort, learn to control our anger, take accountability for our actions, practice patience and perseverance, and finally, learn to avoid complaining. These are not mere words but life lessons to be imbibed and practiced. So gear up as we embark on this journey to self-discipline, starting with our first lesson. Our first lesson is to face discomfort. This is a crucial step in building self-discipline. In our journey towards self-discipline, discomfort is not just an obstacle but also a guide. It's a sign that we're pushing past our comfort zones, and that's where growth happens. This is something that is deeply rooted in the teachings of Islam. Let's delve into the depth of Islamic teachings and discover how they advocate for facing discomfort. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once said, "The believer who mixes with people and bears their annoyance will have a greater reward than the believer who does not mix with people and does not put up with their annoyance." This hadith, or saying of the Prophet, encourages us to face discomfort head-on in the form of social interactions and potential conflicts, as it leads to spiritual growth and reward. Discomfort can come in many forms: physical, emotional, intellectual. It's that burning sensation in your muscles when you're pushing through the last few reps of a workout. It's the emotional turmoil you feel when you're grappling with a difficult decision. It's the intellectual strain you experience when you're trying to grasp a complex concept. In each of these scenarios, discomfort is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're challenging yourself. And it's through these challenges that we grow stronger, more resilient, and ultimately, more disciplined. Consider the act of fasting during Ramadan, a pillar of Islam. It's a time of physical discomfort and self-denial, but it's also a time of immense spiritual growth and discipline. Fasting teaches us to control our desires, to be patient, to empathize with those less fortunate than us, and it's through this discomfort that we gain a greater sense of discipline and self-control. So, the next time you find yourself avoiding a difficult task or shying away from a challenging situation, remember that discomfort is not your enemy. It's a tool, a stepping stone on your path to self-discipline. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to grow stronger. In essence, discomfort isn't your enemy. It's a stepping stone towards a disciplined life. Moving on to our second lesson: controlling your anger. Uncontrolled anger is like a wildfire. It can consume you, destroy relationships, and hinder self-discipline. It's a destructive force that can knock us off our path to becoming disciplined individuals. In Islam, there are profound teachings about managing anger. An example is a hadith from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who said, "The strong man is not the one who can overpower others, rather the strong man is the one who can control himself when he gets angry." This highlights the importance of self-control, especially in moments of anger. Uncontrolled anger can cloud our judgment, leading to rash decisions and actions that we may later regret. It's a barrier to self-discipline, as it often leads us to act on impulse rather than thought and reflection. So how can we control our anger? First, we need to recognize and accept our anger. It's a natural human emotion. Denying it or suppressing it can lead to more harm than good. Once we acknowledge our anger, we can start to understand what triggers it and how to manage it. Second, practice mindfulness. This means being fully present in the moment, aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. When we're mindful, we can catch ourselves before we react out of anger. We can choose to respond in a more constructive way. Third, seek refuge in prayer. In moments of anger, turn to prayer. It has a calming effect and helps us regain our composure. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also advised to change our physical state. If we're standing, sit down. If sitting, lie down. This can help diffuse the anger. Lastly, practice patience. It's not easy to control our anger. It requires patience and perseverance. But remember, each time we successfully control our anger, we're strengthening our self-discipline. Remember, a moment of patience and a moment of anger prevents 1,000 moments of regret. Our third lesson is taking accountability for your actions. Imagine a world where everyone always blamed others for their mistakes. It would be chaotic and unproductive, wouldn't it? It's the same with our individual lives. If we don't take accountability for our actions, we're merely shifting the blame elsewhere and avoiding the chance to grow. Accountability is a cornerstone of self-discipline. It's the act of owning up to our actions regardless of the outcome. Whether we succeed or stumble, whether we triumph or falter, it's all on us. In the Quran, Surah Al-Isra verse 15 says, "No bearer of burdens will bear the burden of another." This teaches us that we are solely responsible for our deeds and actions. We can't shift our responsibilities onto others, nor can we blame others for our failings. It's a clear call to take personal responsibility for our actions. But why is accountability so important in building self-discipline? Well, when we take responsibility for our actions, we acknowledge the power we have over our lives. We understand that our actions have consequences, and that we have the ability to choose. This realization empowers us to make better decisions in the future, decisions that align with our goals and values. On the other hand, when we shirk responsibility, we give up control. We become victims of our circumstances, rather than masters of our destiny. This can lead to a cycle of negative behavior, where we make the same mistakes over and over without learning or growing. Accountability also cultivates humility. It teaches us to be honest with ourselves, to admit when we're wrong, and to seek forgiveness when necessary. This humility is a key aspect of self-discipline, as it keeps us grounded and focused on our continuous journey of self-improvement. So, let's start taking responsibility for our actions. Let's acknowledge our faults, learn from our mistakes, and strive to do better. Let's cultivate humility and empower ourselves to make positive changes in our lives. By taking accountability, we not only learn from our mistakes but also pave the way for self-discipline. The fourth lesson revolves around patience and perseverance. Imagine a tree standing tall and strong, weathering countless storms and scorching heat. It doesn't falter or waver, but patiently endures, growing stronger with each passing season. It's a living embodiment of patience and perseverance, and it's a lesson we can all learn from. In the pursuit of self-discipline, patience and perseverance are not merely optional, they are essential. They are the bedrock upon which we build our resolve, the fuel that keeps our engine of determination running. The Islamic teachings have long emphasized the importance of these virtues. The Holy Quran states, "O you who have believed, persevere and endure and remain stationed, and fear Allah that you may be successful." This verse underscores the significance of patience and perseverance in achieving success. Think of patience as the calm in the storm, the steadying force that keeps us grounded when life throws us into chaos. It's the ability to withstand discomfort, to endure hardship, and to wait for the fruits of our labor to ripen. It's the antidote to impulsivity, the balm that soothes the restless spirit. Perseverance, on the other hand, is the relentless pursuit of our goals, the unyielding determination that propels us forward, even when the odds are stacked against us. It's the grit that enables us to stay the course, to keep going when the going gets tough. Patience and perseverance are intertwined, forming a formidable duo that strengthens our self-discipline. Patience teaches us to resist the allure of instant gratification, to understand that good things come to those who wait. Perseverance empowers us to push through the obstacles, to keep striving despite the setbacks. In the grand tapestry of life, patience and perseverance are the threads that weave together our dreams, our goals, and our aspirations. They are the virtues that guide us on our journey towards self-discipline, helping us to navigate the rough terrains and weather the storms. Patience and perseverance are the keys to unlocking the door of self-discipline. Our final lesson is to avoid complaining. In the pursuit of discipline, constant complaining can be a significant roadblock. It fosters a negative mindset and pushes us away from our goals. Complaining often signifies a lack of acceptance and gratitude for our circumstances, and it's this lack of gratitude that can hamper our discipline. On the other hand, Islamic teachings encourage us to be content and grateful in every situation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once said, "Look at those who are beneath you and do not look at those who are above you, for it is more suitable that you should not consider as less the blessing of Allah." This profound thought encourages us to appreciate our blessings, rather than focusing on what we lack. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, we can transform our mindset from negative to positive. This positive mindset is an essential ingredient for self-discipline. By avoiding complaints and fostering gratitude, we can cultivate a disciplined mind. That brings us to the end of our journey today. We've explored some profound lessons from the Islamic tradition that can guide us towards a more disciplined life. Each of these lessons, while simple in concept, requires an ongoing commitment to practice and internalize. We began with the understanding that facing discomfort is necessary to build resilience. It's about stepping out of our comfort zones and challenging ourselves because growth happens when we're tested. It's in those moments of discomfort that we learn to adapt, to push through, and ultimately, to thrive. Then, we delved into the necessity of controlling anger. Anger can be a destructive force if not managed properly. By learning to control it, we're able to make rational decisions, respond to situations more effectively, and maintain harmony in our relationships. We also discussed the importance of taking accountability for our actions. This is about recognizing that we are the architects of our own lives. Our decisions, our actions, they all have consequences. By holding ourselves accountable, we can learn from our mistakes and make better choices in the future. Our fourth lesson was about the virtues of patience and perseverance. These two qualities are the bedrock of self-discipline. Patience teaches us to wait, to endure, and to stay focused on our goals, while perseverance pushes us to keep moving forward even when the going gets tough. Finally, we touched on the need to avoid complaining. Complaining can be a drain on our energy and focus. Instead, we should channel that energy towards finding solutions and making positive changes. These 5 lessons are not just steps to self-discipline, they are pathways to a more fulfilling life. They are reminders that we have the power to shape our destiny, to rise above our challenges, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Remember, self-discipline is a journey, not a destination, so keep striving. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.